right, so just starting off conferences. What's kind of your assessment? How'd you feel out
We had some good performances. Erin Chesson fourth in the 800. It's her best finish there. Daniel Tull fourth in the 1500 in a very close and competitive race. And Joe Shanahan probably the most positive, surprising, kind of that he was in a very tough steeplechase. He was third all conference on the distance side. We had some really good performances in the throws and the jumps also. I know our women's 4x4 relay had huge improvements, both in the prelims and then again in the finals. By far our best performance of the season, and scored some points for the team. So that was good to see. Men's 4x4 relay also had a really big improvement. By far their best time of the season. We had one really sort of unfortunate circumstance with the steeple barrier being it just was slippery, and a lot of athletes had problems with it. It wasn't like an illegal thing, but it definitely impacted the races. There were 3 or 4 at the top, probably 3 or 4 in the conference in each race that were impacted by it. I think 5 of the 20 runners across the 2 races that started the race went down over the water barrier. So that was disappointing. Kassir, I'm not sure if she actually fractured her arm, but definitely injured her arm to the point where she was unable to continue in that race or to come back and run the 5K that evening. And I think we had designs on if that race didn't go fast enough, going to a last chance meet. But I think her season's probably over. So that was unfortunate. But as a kind of team bonding and spirit weekend, it was really the best we've had this season, which is kind of what we expected at championship meet.
The team finishes. The women were 7th, right?
I thought it was men 7th and women 8th.
Okay.
Or it might have been the other way around, but.
How did you feel about those team finishes?
We didn't. A lot of the top athletes on the team are underclassmen, and we had a couple of key injuries that kind of put a damper on the total team finish. But we didn't have super high expectations. I don't think. So I think as a step for the program, it's acceptable.
Kind of going forward, I know I've read it's on the fence about you guys competing in the future, or what's kind of going on?
Yeah, so there's people need to hit qualifying marks to get to the national championships, and so we have a couple of people traveling this weekend, trying to do that. You never want to leave it to to these last chance meets. They're called last chance meets for a reason, because it's kind of desperation mode. We'd have preferred to hit those marks early in the season, but a lot of times that desperation mode brings out what you need to get the marks that you're looking for. So we'll hope that works out for us this weekend.
Do you know exactly who those athletes are?
As far as I know, Erin Chesson will be going to Turlock. Daniel Tull will be going somewhere. Haven't quite totally decided. We're trying to figure out where fields are going to work and where travel's going to work and things like that.
Just those 2, any of the women,
or? Braylee Vandenboom was thinking about it. I know she's had some injuries that she's been competing through, and she ran a lot over the conference meet weekend, and I'm not sure if she's planning to go or not. And I mentioned Kassir, who we probably would have taken, but she's I think injured to the point where it's not a good idea.
So it'll be just those athletes, and then if they do well enough, it'll
Probably.
be just them at nationals again. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple other people I think that have provisional qualifying marks, but they're low enough on the list that it's unrealistic to expect them to advance to the nationals.
So I know you talked about it a little bit already, then, but kind of next season, you already looking at that at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the head cross country coach, so that's my first focus as soon as track season starts ending. We're wrapping up some recruiting. We're gonna have a meeting with everyone who's on next year's, planning to be on next year's cross country roster about, what that's gonna take and what we need to do over the summer and those kinds of things. So yeah, always next season.
Right, you said you're kind of encouraged by what you saw from the team in this, so does that kind of mean you're expecting bigger things next year?
Yeah, very much so. Everyone, on the cross country side of things, that competed at the conference track meet is continuing on. We have one senior who didn't make it to the conference meet on the men's side, graduating, and we have I think just one senior on the women's side in the distance group, and that's Erin. She's not a big fan of cross country, and sort of a necessary evil for her. But she's the only one graduating on the women's side, so there's a lot to look forward to. That plus a pretty good crop of incoming freshmen, and we may top that off with a transfer or two.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.